Hello guys, welcome back. So instead of playing any of the games, I thought the men time might be a little too insulting. Voodoo Whisper's hidden object game, and it's just way too damn slow for you to sit there and watch me play. And the dungeon crawler has a lot of broken mechanics, and that's actually pretty normal. Sometimes we play 10 to 20 games before we find one that I go, okay, I think they'll enjoy seeing this, because this is not a gaming channel. But a more exciting thing happened last night I told one of you about, and nobody said boo about it. Odin got back in. And Loki's still in Buttery Love stage with me. But it's, Loki, don't help. But, his brother got back in, and his brother was acting sweet as pie, but you know those moments in a movie where you hear that creepy music and you know the person shouldn't open the door or anything? I was having that feeling. I was supposed to be feeling this warm, loving affection, but I was hearing that creepy music in my head. And, he kept saying, well, he would come home and there would be two of them. And at first it seemed like everybody was okay with him being here. I kept going to Loki and saying, why would you let him back in after all he's done? And everybody else seemed cautiously okay. And I said, I don't trust him. He's up to something. And Loki was even taking his brother's side, which was confusing. He said that he's sometimes a harsh teacher. And I'm kind of looking at Loki, and I trust Loki, but my gut keeps telling me this isn't right. Something's wrong here. So last night, Odin was still trying to get close to me. And he starts in with those Odin promises, as I call them. And he's trying to be warm and affectionate. And there was just something wrong. I felt the top layer he wanted me to feel of this warm, cuddly old grandpa, but I could feel this menace and rage underneath that I was like, oh, holy fuck. And brave warrior that I am, I ran and hid behind Ymir, and I was like, Ymir, make him go away. I kept telling the gods, I said, I know what he's showing, but I know what I'm feeling. And I've had gods tell me before, it's not really like a special gift, it's just the longer you spend around them, the better you can read them. And I spent quite a bit of time around Odin. I could read underneath his malicious intent. And I told him I don't trust him, and I said, you'll just be trying to drag me off to heathenry and taking everything all over. You haven't changed. And he's trying to say he has. And I was like, nope. And I went to the other gods to get rid of them, and, Mammon congratulated me, and Asmodeus did, and they said, you made the right decision. If something's telling you something's dangerous, don't deal with that individual. It's like, not every god or goddess is going to be good for you. You shouldn't have to be terrified of gods, but if your instincts are telling you something's wrong, run away. Run away! And I said, I don't trust your brother. I said, yeah, I miss us all being a family, but I said your brother would take over again. Your brother would push you to the bottom of the pack again. He would have this as his only territory, so he would push everybody out. I said it was absolutely this menacing energy of all I had to do was drop my guard and let him completely back in, and then he would have attacked me. I said, I don't trust him. I didn't think gods could be crazy or bad, but I think your brother qualifies. So, yeah, the wolf got in for a while, unfortunately, and I think he had convinced Loki to let him in, because I asked Loki, we're salvaging the yam, whatever you want to call it, that we messed up. We'd mushed it all together. It tastes pretty damn good, but we put marshmallows on top of it, so we're cooking it off now. And I said, why would you let your brother back in? I don't understand. Was it a lesson or something? He put his head down. He was real ashamed. He said he told me he changed, and I just love you and want you to have everything you want. I said, well, he's dangerous, Loki. Your brother's a lunatic. And he felt ashamed. I said, it's okay. I said, I think Odin got me a little too attached to him, where I can read his true intent, which is not in Odin's interest. So Odin seemed to drop interest because I could tell he felt the moment I felt his true intent, and he got real disappointed, like, oh, like, this isn't good. He just wandered off on his own. But I've made sure to make sure the others are going to keep him out. He's something else. I could feel the true intent underneath, and I didn't want him anywhere near me. So yeah, instead of bringing you a game, we figured we'd update you on that. But sometimes the games don't work out. But it is not a gaming channel. It's more about Loki and the other gods. And sometimes Loki loves us so much he will. Usually he's pretty smart with stuff. Usually we're fine. But every so often he knew I wanted. I'm always gonna miss Odin. I am. But he knew I wanted Odin back, and Odin told him what he wanted to hear, which is what Odin's really good at. And Odin tried to come back in, and I skittered away from him. And all last night, I was like, I was actually comfortable, but I was kind of like thinking, oh God, what's he gonna do now? But I think he lost interest because I think once he felt that I can read him and read his true intent, because he grooms you. And he grooms you to be able to, I know what this sounds like, respond to nonverbal commands. Like, people ask, how do you hear the gods? It's just like, I think they're trying to communicate to you and your mind makes up words. It's kind of like how you have nonverbal cues in the military. In fact, that's exactly what it's like. He wanted me to be able to obey a command, with no spoken words. And I could get really used to doing that with him. He wouldn't even have to say anything. And so it was really easy for me to pick up what his real intent was. And his real intent was, we're going back to where we started, and I'm going to finally complete building you. And I'm like, no, you're not turning me into a monster. What's wrong with you? How come you're a hippie for some people and I get like the ultimate evil in the universe? So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, do not worry, he's not in. We'll just be cautious. Loki is a ferocious fox now. He really is. He's still being warm and buttery with me, but he's on high alert because he realized his brother duped him again. I think his brother just knows where his blind sides are, and, maybe gods don't connect in the same way to each other that humans do, and humans is kind of like you always have a part of that god within you, in a sense, like they're training or a faint part of their personality. It's hard to describe, but when I'm dealing with Odin, I try to think like Odin would think, and and that serves me quite well, actually. When the old man comes to you, he's never intending any good. Just take that as a given. If he's trying to give you a gift, do not accept it. Do not, even if it physically appears in front of you, do not take that gift. He's up to something. He's gonna get his way. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.